Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. Welcome to your 2022 reading. So if your sign is in Gemini in any of those placements, you're welcome here. Okay, Gemini. So today we'll do a reading that contains a few parts. First, we'll get a theme for the year for you. Next, we'll do a 9-card spread to see what sort of energy you're moving through, you might have as an outcome. Then I'll pose a question. We'll get some additional information and we'll close out with a major arcana. But first, before we get started, I want to transmit some channeled information to you. So for 2022 Gemini, I got air signs, a few key words and phrases, which are airy, fairy, intellectual, recognized, capable. So if any of those apply to you, please do keep them. I'm just the messenger, but those are your keywords and phrases for 2022, air signs. All right, Gemini. So, one other thing. For everyone, collectively, Pluto will be a big influence this year. So use that energy as you see fit, or at least just be aware of it so that you can avoid it if necessary or work with it. I mean, Pluto energy is best used by accepting and dealing with it versus avoiding it. But, do your own research, find what magic works for you, whatever you're comfortable with. I'll leave it at that. I won't give too much away, but it's just a little magical heads up for you that Pluto will be a strong influence this year. So just be aware. So the card I pulled for your theme, Gemini, is delight. That is the theme of your 2022, which is just gorgeous. I mean, let me tell you, that's not going to be everyone's luck, let's say. But I feel it has less to do with luck and more to do with cycles and also whatever important changes, choices you have to make in your life. You'll know how that plays out. You'll understand what I'm saying. Delight. It's this adorable little sparrow in a field of grass. You can see in the background there are some other sparrow friends flying free. This one's stopped to maybe pick out some bugs or whatever it is. They eat bugs, right? And there are some daffodils. If the daffodil has any significant meaning for you, Gemini, I think for someone it will. But it's really, in general, just a beautiful energy of joy and delight. A lot of fun. And I have to say that while I was meditating on your energy, I was feeling into it today. I felt a lot of restriction. And it, to be honest, had to do with a specific person maybe in your life or a specific situation in your life. And I think the reason that your energy, your theme is coming through as delight is that you're letting that go. You're setting yourself free. And I won't go too much further with that except to say it. And if that's not the case, then just enjoy either way. So I will read you a little bit from here. It's important for me to tell you because I feel the heaviness weighing you down and you've got to set yourself free at this time. I can feel it. You have to, and you are. You're Gemini. I mean, who's going to hold a Gemini down? Only you. Only you. You're the only one who can make that choice. And so if you're in a situation that's holding you down, it's because you chose to be in it and you will choose to get out of it. I have absolute 100% confidence in you, Gemini, because you are so bold that way. You will never let anyone hold you down. I mean, fucker thought, right? So, delight. Sparrows in spring grass. Delight is expanding in your life. Clap your hands with glee. Spend time with others. Go to a community gathering. Host a party. The joy you experience will give birth to immense creativity and your life will blossom. Share your happiness and elation with others and it will grow by leaps and bounds. This isn't the time to be serious or buckle down and get to work. This is the time to be spontaneous and madcap. Do not make hard and fast commitments. Don't sign any legal documents or make any pledges right now. Don't make any promises or you might not be able to keep them. Give yourself permission to have fun, lots of fun, especially in community with others. That's really gorgeous, Gemini. Of course, do what you have to do, but I think the message is just that that should be your priority above all else. That's what I channeled for you. Delight above all else, at any cost. Joy at any cost. It has to be your priority. It's very high vibed. So we might come back to this later, Gemini, but for now, I'm going to move on to your 9-card spread. So I need 9 cards for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, 2022. Whatever heaviness that you possibly have or had around you, it's just not, it doesn't suit you. Whatever it is bringing you in down in a way that just doesn't vibe with, it doesn't match with your energy. And I think that's why it's such a delight when you get out, because, ooh, yeah, I just feel how free you're gonna feel. You're going to feel like your normal self, and once you do, you'll realize that you hadn't felt that like yourself, that real Gemini embodied energy for a long time, and you just hadn't noticed. It's like that saying, like, I hadn't noticed I didn't feel like myself for such a long time. I don't know if that's a real saying, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to translate to you. Having some issues with speech right now, so maybe the Mercury retrogrades this year will be affecting you greatly. Yeah, speech patterns and communication. I mean, you are ruled by Mercury. If Gemini is in your chart, it's an important planet for you, the most important. So maybe it's just that this year it's going to be a little bit worse than usual. So any of that advice about the commitments, it could be best to use your own discernment about when to time those sorts of things. Yeah. Also you might have had trouble speaking up against someone or something. And I think you're not going to have any trouble with that. Almost to a fault. It's going to go like, it's going to be a complete flip. Like maybe you've been keeping mum, I just heard. And these flowers made me think of that. And now you're really going to speak out, and it's going to be quite a drastic difference. Like people around you might be a little bit alarmed because you've been so silent for so long, and now you're not holding back. So do take care not to hurt too many people's feelings, Gemini. You know, that can be an issue with your sign sometimes, but in this case, I think it's warranted, and I think that the people that love you will accept that it's because you've just been so stifled for such a long time. It's going to be kind of funny almost. Like the people that get you are going to think it's a little bit funny. Just FYI. I can feel it. I think it's funny. Hurting people's feelings is not funny, but speaking out in a very blunt way, it is. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, 2022. See? 10 of Pentacles. We need 9 cards. Nine of Pentacles. Ooh, going backwards, like exiting something to be on your own. Remember, time and progress are not linear, of course, Gemini. The Star, yeah, whatever that is, it's very healing, very beautiful, very successful. These lotus flowers, it's making me think of the months June and July. Oh, June is one of your months. So that could be a really beautiful time for you. That's when the lotuses bloom, at least in the USA. I'm also noticing this heron up here in the card's hair. And if you feel so inclined, look up the meaning of a heron. I think it's going to be important for someone. Four of Cups. Feeling bored and cantankerous with whatever the situation was and not taking any bullshit. Ten of Cups. Well, I see why. You know there's much more coming to you. Queen of Wands, or you will at least after this reading. Very powerful Queen of Wands energy. You're keeping something just for yourself. It's a powerful move. Do you see how this queen is holding this little salamander in this sort of etheric bubble? It's kind of like it's an incubator. It's keeping it safe and it's keeping it to herself. But it's growing and it's thriving and it's quite alive. So it's like something inside of you that it's like your heart fire or something. And it's just growing and expanding. And wow, I just got for some, it's like every time you say no to something you truly don't want or can't do, it just grows more. It's like being very true to yourself. It just grows and grows and grows every time you say no to something you don't want. Damn, that's powerful as fuck. It's a very badass energy, Gemini. Seven of Pentacles. I will say I just got something. The times that you don't feel so badass, that things are not so like fiery and on point like that, you might feel a little bit bored and let down, and like it's just a heads up that it's not, you're not always going to be so up. You know, enjoy those highs, but sometimes things are going to be like a little bit neutral or even boring, and that's okay. Doesn't mean you didn't make the right choice. So that could be especially apt if, like, for example, you have to leave a partnership or a relationship or just cut yourself off from a situationship that isn't really giving you what you need. Sometimes there might be silence, there might be boredom, but it's just a message to remember why you did that, because it was really, I think for some of you, quite toxic, very toxic. Oh my gosh. The Devil. There you go. It's been sitting there the whole time. That's exactly what I'm feeling. I have to be honest, whatever it is you're moving away from is extremely toxic for you. For you. It's too heavy. It's not right for your energy. So if it's not like a bad relationship, it's like a workplace that's really stifling. Or it's, this could even have to do with your kids. Like they're in a private school that's just like too much, too many rules and regulations, like around things that just don't align with your moral values. Like it's too disciplinarian or something like that. And you want your family to feel a little bit more free. Whatever it is, it's just not right for you. Strength. But whatever you had that issue with, you're not going to anymore. I can tell. Yeah, look. Death. I'm going to take that. You're changing it. You're cutting it out. That death energy is very powerful. And like I said, there you go, Gemini, Pluto. And I was kind of, as I was speaking about Pluto to you, thinking to myself, like, I can't really imagine how a Gemini would deal with Pluto energy, but this is how, by cutting shit off. And I know damn well you are very good at that, Gemini. And when it's done in a high vibe way, like it is absolutely brutal and powerful. I'm not saying you're running away from people or things or conversations you have to have. This is like cutting it off because it's not good for you. And once you decide to do that, you really do it. So yeah. That Pluto energy coming through with the Death card. It's doing more about what you care about. Ten of Cups. and sharing that with others, like this delight card said, taking part in your community, taking part in gatherings. I'm feeling a lot of music, a lot of fun. And specifically, I see for some of you, you're going to relocate to an island, or you're going to visit an island. And it's, I understand not everyone is capable of that. But whoever this is resonating for, you're thinking of doing it. And I think you will. And I think you'll find a lot of great joy and community there. And this is going to sound horrible, but you might not even miss back home. You know, instead you'll offer your loved ones to come visit and join into that community, into that fun, because you have so much to share. But it's that you won't really miss whatever it is you left behind, and you'll kind of, in retrospect, look behind and see how toxic it was. And like I said, toxic doesn't have to mean something really bad. It's not a vibrational match to your energy. It's not aligned with your energy. It's too uptight, or it's too strict, or it's I want to be careful about saying that, because we always want to respect each other, but it's just that it's too stifling. It's not Gemini. You know, maybe it's too conservative or too traditional, or whatever it is for you. You know, use your own words. Yeah, you're not going to miss it. And in fleeting moments, you could, and this thing could come back to you in some way. So say it's a person or a job. It's that, look, we so greatly miss your presence at this workplace that we're willing to give you 1.5 times the salary, which is what you should have been making in the first place, say. But I see you not really even being affected by it. Like, you probably won't even answer the phone call. You'll just listen to the voice message and delete it and move on with your day. Go take a swim, you know, something like that. With this 10 of Pentacles, I feel that your family, your loved ones, bio family or chosen family, or just whoever is close to you, your loved ones, right? They're going to be so happy for you. It's like your energy becomes contagious because of how happy you are. And like, that's what you really bring to the party, Gemini, is that contagious joy and delight. And that's what you're supposed to be focusing on this year, against all odds, despite all costs, in a high vibed way. You might have to restructure your time. I'm noticing this figure looking at the 3 cups, kind of thinking like, okay, what do I do now? And in that case, you may need to, because of that absence of whatever was taking up so much time and energy in your life, you may have to add in many different hobbies or skills or new like money-making strategies. And a side message that for some, whatever your hobbies are, could turn into a money-making strategy, like a crafting type thing, or a artisan type thing. It'll be a passion that becomes a money-making industry for you. And so even if you're retired, because that energy is coming through a lot, you'll have like a lot of extra expendable income that you don't even necessarily need, but it'll be really nice because you'll feel very self-sufficient. And you'll be able to share it with your friends and family and the community too. Some of you will be putting that money back into your community, and that's going to feel really good. Specifically, I'm feeling like neighborhood organizations as well as animal rescues. And you could even end up like chairing one of those, because you have so much more time and energy once whatever this thing was for you is cut out. With this Nine of Pentacles, I feel you really tending to your garden, the garden of your soul. Like I said, so many plants and animals are coming through in your reading. It's delightful. And I just got Saint Francis of Assisi. I think he's the patron saint of animals. I could be wrong, but that was just a channeled message that came through, if that's relevant to you. But tending to the garden of your life. So that could even be literally for some of you, but it's just that idea of like taking great care as well as reveling in the beauty around you, stopping to smell the roses. And that's when you really shine bright, Gemini, is being in the moment and being the life of the party. It's just being so much fun and really embodying that curious, intellectual way about you. Now the Four of Cups is drawing me in one more time. And it's being drawn to the shrub or bush in the background of this figure. So once again, with the plants and the flora, there could be a message here about spending more time with the plants and animals that you find fulfilling and energizing. And also, there's another message here about creating a barricade around yourself from things that just don't serve you. So it's like protecting your energy from things that are not for you. It's maybe making your social media private if you've just gotten out of a bad relationship, or, you know, planting a hedge if you've got neighbors that are problematic. It's something like that. Just because you're really joining in with your community, it's just keeping out the ones that just aren't for you at this time. It's you know, it's a shrub, so you can really walk through it if you want to, but it's just energetic. It's just like, it's something nice to keep in the good atmosphere that you've created for yourself. It'll make sense for who needs to understand. Seven of Pentacles. Wow, look, more growing, more gardener. You're cultivating something this year, Gemini. And I think it's your love and your joy and your talents. This person is kind of taking stock of their crops, right? And seeing how they're doing. So, another message. Do come back to this reading in 6 months' time and see where you are and where you have been. See what's grown in your garden and what's not taken off, and kind of rearrange and take stock of how you'd like to continue moving forward. Butterflies could be important for somebody. Maybe you'll attract them in your garden. Maybe they're like a creature that you really resonate with. Maybe you should go visit a butterfly garden. I'm also seeing puzzle pieces. With the puzzle pieces, you could have something to do with like working with autism. And you really have a special touch with what you do. That's what I feel intuitively. It's like having a special touch with like gentle creatures. These little butterflies. Okay, before we get additional information, Gemini, I do want to just pause for a moment and pose a question for you. So this was a channeled message that I received for the collective at this time, 2022. The question I have for you is, where can I meet the universe halfway? Where can I meet the universe halfway? So Gemini, just take a moment to pause, write that down in your notebook, jot down a few thoughts, and then come back here and we'll look at more information together. We'll bring your energy into this and have a conversation almost. So do check in with yourself again in a few months' time and see how that question has changed or shifted. All right. So what I really feel with that and mean with that is, you know, what steps can you take in your life so that the universe can bring you your blessings? Because it's great and wonderful to have ideas, of course, to dream big, to live in the 5D, if you will, if you're into readings and stuff like that, meditating, manifesting in a high vibe way. Nothing negative. But what kind of steps can you take on the ground in your life, in your everyday practice, you know, to show the universe that you're putting in the work and that they can bring you what it is that you deserve because you're putting in the effort. And you're already living as if you have it. So maybe it's like booking that plane ticket, right? If you're financially able to do so. Or maybe it's putting in your 2 weeks notice and finding that other job. Or it's deciding to block that romantic partner that just isn't doing it for you anymore. You'll know. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. A little bit more information before we go. Ace of Pentacles. Look at that. Just when we were talking about taking the steps you need to take so that something new can come into you, so that the universe, this divine hand, this disembodied figure can bring it to you. So that's the divine, that's the creator, that's spirit, that's God, that's the angels bringing you something. And look down here, there's lilies, there's an archway, there's another garden. So I really feel that for some of you, gardening is especially pertinent, or visiting gardens. Maybe there's a famous garden that you've always wanted to visit. Quatre-Vents maybe, or like the Huntington Gardens. There's it looks like I'm getting Colorado actually, or Utah, which I'm not familiar with. So anyway, it could just be that is, maybe you'll end up volunteering at one of these places. But bigger picture, it's the idea that you put in the steps that you need to so that the universe can bring you this. And it fell right directly on the 10 of Cups. So it's beautiful and blessing and abundant. And look at this figure in the 10 of Cups. She's kind of like almost amazed at what she's gotten, what she's manifested, what she's created with this vase with all of the cups in it. It's kind of like a magic trick, but we all know magic is intention and action, right? Growing that energy by being true to yourself, by saying whatever is not working, and whatever is, I'm going to find more of that. I'm going to share more of that. I'm going to cultivate more joy. This is about cultivating joy, happiness, and success. The way that she's holding this little salamander here, who I've never noticed is eating its own tail. So especially relevant if you've got a thing for the Ouroboros, but it's a salamander. The way she's holding it, it's like a puzzle cube, and it's like she's turning the pieces just right in order to get what she wants, to just like find that missing link almost. It's like getting the pieces just right, performing a puzzle. And then this Ace of Pentacles. We've gotten quite a lot out of the original card, so I don't know how much we'll have to do this, but 10 of Pentacles and the Strength card. 10 of Pentacles. So you have that again. You've gotten that card twice. I'm being drawn immediately to these two little dogs in the corner here, and this older figure who's petting them. They kind of like are drawn to him. And so once again, there's something with animals, creatures here. It's sort of, they like his calm, strong energy, and in falling out on the Strength card does indicate a strong energy. And once again, this Strength card, she's taming a beast, and it's quite docile in her hand. So you may have a very special touch for working with animals. And if not, it's just that your energy is a nice, calm presence that they are automatically drawn to. And that is always, always a good sign about you. As well, if if your animals strongly dislike someone, you know, sometimes it's not always about their energy. It's, you know, they've had a past trauma or something and that person reminds them. But it's just a message that if your dogs, for example, really don't like someone new in your life, just pay attention to that. Also, if they really do like someone, it might just be a second confirmation that you need. Actually, I just got, it's like a third, fourth, fifth confirmation. So you already know that this is a good person, but it's just an extra confirmation for you to hear this, to see this, and to get that message, put it all together. You're turning your back on the devil at this time, Gemini. And if you haven't yet, you will be soon. I'm really not worried about you. I think that you've got it all under control. You've got it all in your hands, is what I just heard. And you're really going to find yourself in a quite beautiful energy. If you're watching this in real time, I think that you'll start to see the benefits of this by summer, by June, July. And please do look up the great blue heron. I don't know what the message is about that, but you'll figure it out. Okay. I'm going to check on this Seven of Pentacles. What is this? Weird. This Five of Pentacles fell on this Ten of Pentacles. Ooh, I don't like that energy at all. And this came out with the Strength card. And we were speaking about if your animals dislike someone strongly, please take heed of that. I'm really not liking this Five of Pentacles energy. This feels like, in this case, not always, but right now it feels really creepy and slimy, like people or a person are coming into your life that are trying to take advantage of you. Say, for example, it's that these long-lost cousins come to your home and ask to stay. You haven't been in touch, but you're a good person. You put them up, but you've got a bad vibe. You've got a bad feeling about it. You wonder if they're scamming you, if they're stealing from you. It's something like that. So if that's the case, you'll know by the way your animals react to them. It's just a warning about that. And if that's not relevant to you, I think it's like you're getting away from this energy because it's really gross and icky right here. It is. You're putting a lid on that. You're closing that out because it is not nice. Yeah, you're closing that down with the Strength card. That Five of Swords also flipped. It's like, okay, this is weird, but it's kind of a side message related to this Five of Pentacles. If this situation did happen to you, don't let it deter you from pursuing a new, more beautiful situation. We have the Knight of Cups, the Empress, and the Star with this Five of Swords. Whatever happened here, don't let it carry over into your future, in the sense that if you have a beautiful new love offer, for example, or a lovely new friend who's coming into your life or something like that, don't let this affect this new thing, because it's not the same. It's not the same. Just make sure to use your strong mental energy, your acuity, your clarity to make informed decisions, and remind yourself that it's not this. Also with the Seven of Pentacles, which is what I was looking into, it's like time will tell. You know, this is just advice from somewhere in the ether sphere. It's like people can keep up a front for maybe 3-4 months, but they can't keep it up for much longer than that. It's really exhausting to have to do that for a lot of people. And unless they're a complete professional, they're going to slip or crack before that. So if you really want to vet someone, It's just a message that like time will tell with these crops being planted and tended to and taken care of, and they'll show themselves in time, and they'll show themselves to be good or not. But I think in this case it is good. It's just you're using your discernment, and I think they will understand once they have heard the whole situation, and they weren't going to go anywhere anyway. So like I said, time will tell. Give it a few months, because they're not going to want to keep it up for much longer than that. All right, Gemini. Phew. That was a lot, right? Very good. Very positive here for you. Let's just see what that was and close this out. We're going to do a major arcana card for you in order to close out this reading energetically, spiritually, send you on your way. So, Gemini, Sun and Moon rising, North Node, 2022 message. What card does Gemini need to see on Most High for their greatest and highest good? Ooh, that felt very intense, very powerful. That's your card. It is death. Look at that, more Pluto. More cutting out what it is that you don't want to gain what it is you do want, Gemini. That's gorgeous. It's about keeping your heart light. You know, there's the scale with the feather and a person. It's the idea of not being chained to a heavy energy and instead being committed to joy. That's specifically what I'm feeling for you, Gemini, because that is your purpose. Your purpose is to spread that lightness, that fun, that fondness. It's illuminating, it's magnetizing, and it's uplifting to the collective. So take it, don't not take that seriously. I'm going to read you the message from this book because the meanings are often quite strange and different. Death, transformation, destruction and rebirth run through all forms of being under the domination of time. Transformation, surprise, beginning and end, rebirth, freedom, balance. Let me know how that applies in your life, Gemini. And until next time, do take care. Bye.